I've still got plenty of stuff to toss, so why don't I tell you a little bit about my author journey. So I actually started writing in middle school. And I started by writing novellas. I wrote a couple different ones. They're not available anymore, but I had self-published them when I was in middle school. And the funny thing is, I didn't even really like books for the longest time or read it. But I actually started reading the Percy Jackson series and I became obsessed with it. So you can attribute that series for getting me into writing and books in general. So I continued writing, did a detective chair writing contest, and then I came out with some full-length books, and the first book that I ever published was Death and Other Misconceptions. It is a play on Greek mythology and the underworld, and I really like Greek mythology. Liked it even more as a kid. Was obsessed with it. And I currently have that book published under my married name. It was originally 2 books and is now just 1 because I combined the 2, so it's 1 longer book or 2 shorter if you're looking to read 2 for 1. I will say there's like themes of suicide and depression in there because I was going through a lot of that in high school, so I wouldn't recommend it if that's one of your triggers. In that same time frame of when I was going through a lot of mental health struggles, kind of in between the end of my high school years and the beginning of my college years, I wrote 2 other books. Those are Stoned, which is a spin on classic fairy tales, and Are in the Bloodsuckers, which is a little bit mythology, a little bit Greek mythology, mythical creatures, supernatural. Those were all originally published under my maiden name. And after that, I took a break because I was focusing on myself. I had actually sort of given up on writing as a career because I didn't really see it going anywhere for me. But I recently felt re-inspired, and that's what got me to write my newest book. My newest book is called The Search for Orion, and it was actually inspired by a book that I haven't even finished writing yet. That book was a play on what I thought it would be like if a bride were abducted on her wedding day. So I took a lot of world building from that book that I haven't finished, but I do plan on finishing, to create The Search for Orion. And if you're interested in learning more about The Search for Orion, I have another video where I'm still loading this dumpster, where I talk a little bit more about it. Stuff. Wicked. And that's kind of where I am now, working on my next book, which is in the shared universe of The Search for Orion. It's called The Starlight Universe. Currently working on the sequel to that. And I'm finding that I'm really, really liking science fiction and kind of that type of adventure. So far, I found the second book to that to be easier than the first, mainly because I've already created the world and I'm reusing a good amount of the characters. So if you want to follow along with my author journey, you can follow me on any of my social media channels at Lita Dieterlin. All right, I'm gonna keep jumping stuff, so bye.